everybody out there. Mark Patterson. I want to take a moment and thank Steve Sharon, Adventure Outdoors. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. It's awesome. He does a lot of quirky, kooky things, but there's also a lot of really informative information there too. But he did a great job of doing a general overall safety video for us regarding the Oak Island Classic. Had a few emails and questions on that, so I kind of want to go over a little bit more that for the Ocean Division. The insured guys and girls, we'll have that captain's meeting Friday night, so it's a little bit easier to go over that. I understand we've got a lot of new first-timers in the Ocean Division, and they'll just be showing up Thursday morning based on what we post on Facebook on our website. We'll be watching the weather. Water Rescue, obviously, and myself and my board make the final call whether or not we're open in the Ocean Division. We're going to have bad winds, bad waves, bad weather. Obviously, we'll close it. That's why we have 3 days to try to get it in. So please monitor the website and the Facebook page so you don't have to worry about showing up and we're closed. Dave Allen, our caterer, is going to be making cowboy breakfast for the ocean anglers. So make sure you have a seaworthy stomach before you start eating those big old burritos. It might be a little bit more exciting out there than you're expecting. So keep that in mind. But anyway, so here's some tips for the ocean guys. Everybody really, but mainly the ocean guys, because again, you won't have a captain's meeting except on the beach. I don't want to make sure everybody's on the same page. All right, we're meeting at the actual launch site is Southeast 49th Street. If you're there earlier in the week, I suggest you drive by. Make sure you know where you're going. There's only about 6 parking spaces on the ocean side at an angle going in. Obviously, if you have a trailer, don't pull in there. If you have a truck and you can back your kayak in or pull it in there, that's fine. Across the street, catty corner, you'll see it says Ocean Education Center. There's probably 15, 20 parking spaces there. You can park at the street next to it on both sides. There's parking there. There's parking around the area. Don't park in front of the stop signs, though. There was a ticket given there, so don't park directly in front of the stop sign. Just be respectful of the homeowners. Don't park in front of their driveways or the renters' driveways. We'll have people out there helping you find places to park, but plan on wheeling your kayak a couple of 100 yards on pavement before you get to the launch site. So just plan on that. You'll be fine. Again, it's not a super early rush to get out in the morning. We normally do our captain's meeting at around 7:10, 7:15. People are throwing their cast net to catch a mullet at that point. You've got to sign a waiver, and myself and my staff go through, make sure you have your drain plugs in. Here's a couple other things. You need an ocean-worthy kayak. Don't come out there with a sit inside with no skirt and think we're going to let you get in the ocean. This is the ocean. You have to have an ocean-worthy kayak. You know what that means. I know what that means. Please don't make us have a incident where we're out there. Obviously, you can't get in the ocean in this. I'm not going to name any name brands. There are a lot of lower-end kayaks out there that are not ocean-worthy. So make sure you're ready to go. Also, paddle leash. Steve did not cover the paddle leash on the first video, and that's okay. I'm going to cover it real quick. What's a paddle leash? Even if you have a pedal craft or if you have a paddle craft, paddle leash and a paddle is always huge. Sometimes things break, don't always go to plan. It's always nice to have a paddle to get in and out of the surf zone. Take your paddle leash. You can make them out of a rope. You can buy them. That way, should there be an incident, you drop your paddle, you can get your paddle back. Or if your fins or your prop fail out there, you got a paddle. Paddle leash is a really smart idea. Second thing we want to make sure that you're aware of is a lot of the guys are going to be fishing for big drum for the first time. So I'm going to have to drop out a frame to grab this. Got it. Okay, we want you to use circle hooks. Those big old drum are very, very, very valuable to North Carolina, to our resources. And so circle hooks are great. This is a number 9 circle hook. I don't know how well this is picked up. I tried to wear a dark green top so you could see it. Use a 9, 8, 9, 10 circle hook. These are big fish. I'm going to show you the bait fish in just a second. So This size works great. You don't have to worry about them straightening the hook out. And normally, highest safety release rate with a big circle hook. It's easy to get in and out. Normally hooks them in the corner of the mouth. Get them out, get them back quick. Use about 2 feet. At least this is what I do. I'm only telling you what works for me. About 2 feet of 40 to 60 pound mono leader. The reason you want to use mono is there'll be a lot of black-tipped sharks, sandbar sharks, dusky sharks, a lot of different shark species out there. When they try to pick up your menhaden, if you got a monofilament, you just cut them off. You don't have to fight them. You don't ever bring the shark in the kayak. So, saves you time. You're trying to catch drum score fish. So, there you go. Just a barrel swivel on the end. That's another very important thing. No hooks going out, no hooks coming back exposed. I don't care how calm it looks. This is just for your safety. Accidents are going to occur normally in the surf zone. If you have hooks out, hooks laying in the well of your rod trays or rod locker area on your kayaks, or if you have them vertical and you slip and you reach to try to grab something to hold on to just instinctively, you grab that treble hook or that hook, your day at the beach just became a day in the hospital. So I recommend in all my other videos just a snap swivel on the end of your rods. Then you can tie up once you get out of the surf zone. If you're drum fishing 2 or 3 ounce weights, you can obviously go ahead and put those on above the snap swivel. That way when you get out, you reach into your Ziploc plastic bag, remove your drum rig, snap it on, and you're done. At the end, before you come in, before you get in the surf zone, obviously take this back off, put it back in your Ziploc bag, put it securely away, then you can come on in. So please consider no hooks. I mean, we're all grown men and women out there, but be safe. So anyway, so got our circle hook, big leader, barrel swivel. Here's your bait of choice. It's a menhaden. At least that is for me. Again, I'm sure there are people out there, I've never caught one on a menhaden. Maybe you haven't. I have, so I'm using a menhaden. Here's a menhaden. This is about the size of the bait that you're going to see out there. And the way you catch these is 2 ways. You either throw a jerk rig and snag them, and I'm going to hold my whiteboard up, or if you have a cast net that you feel safe using, with a Velcro strap so it can come off in case you throw it over a black tip or a big drum, that's up to you. I would not recommend tying off any cast net to your wrist that cannot untie itself quickly should it need to. So keep that in consideration. So here's our bait. The way I normally fish my bait, I cut him off about here behind the gill plate and about here before the anal fin, and we got that big chunk right there in the middle. Take my circle hook, hook it straight through just like I'm chunking for big catfish. And any rod that you use for big catfish will work great for these big bull drum. So that's how I hook my bait. Drop it straight down on the bottom. Try to keep my rods parallel. I really don't want my rods vertical because if I'm using a circle hook, I have a little bit tighter drag. And as that fish pulls my bait, if I'm in a real flex position, sometimes they'll drop it. They'll be able to feel that before they really take the bait. So I keep them parallel in the water. It's easier for me to get the rod out of the rod holder in that position also. But let me show you how the jerk rig looks so that if that's something you want to do to get these menhaden, which is probably the easiest way. It's not the most efficient compared to a cast net, but anybody can make these at home. You've got 2 weeks, so you've got plenty of time to do it. Yeah, you still have 2 weeks. So, okay, so you have a barrel swivel. There's your barrel swivel. I just use 20-pound mono, and then I tie on 1 treble hook, 2 treble hooks, 3 treble hooks, and then a 1 ounce weight. And I just use a bank weight. I think they're called bank weights. They have a nice little swivel, place at the top for attachment. They kind of look like that. That's what they look like. So that way you tie it up. You have these treble hooks. What happens is you'll see these guys. That circle hook wants to get me. They have these guys will be flipping on the top. Big schools of them. You can take this on your bass rod. Bass action rod is fine. Cast as far across the school as you can. If you cast this into the middle of the school, when it falls, if you have a tight line, it'll actually fall to the edge of the school to you. It'll be a little harder to snag them. So cast across the school, open up your bail, let it sink all the way to the bottom. That's the biggest mistake I see newbies make. They want to start jerking right away. The bulk of the school is down further. So let it sink all the way, just like you would fishing for catfish. Let it sink all the way. Close the bail, reel it tight till your line comes tight, and then set the hook like Bill Dance. And this will be pulled upward through the school, and it is your most sincere hope that when it gets pulled up, you snag one of these menhaden. And then you can bring him in, unhook him, and use him for drum. Got plenty of videos on king mackerel. I'm sure you don't need to see another one of those. So just want to give you safety tips, paddle leash, 49th Southeast. We'll help you park. If you're bringing trailers in, park in the Ocean Center or around the road. Be safe. Help each other out. That's important. Ocean Division's really great. Everybody needs to pull together, help out. If you see a guy make a mistake, get in the water, you help that guy out because he'll help you out. Thank you.